social media. We will get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Never Live Free Sports Picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. On today's show, we've got Chris Ruffolo with us, Big Al McMordie. We got Zawacky, Daniel Lane signs at the bottom of the hour, and Wayne Scott. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Ruffolo, McMordie, Scott, Zawacky, Lane, then I will close this one out. All right, NBA board. 13-game card on the eve. Of course, we got 3 games tomorrow. Then we hit the All-Star break. College hoops, a good number of games tonight. NHL as well on the board. So let's get this show underway. Let's welcome in Chris Ruffolo. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Catch him on the morning shows here during the week, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with Jay and Mitch. Of course, catch up Chris's video series as well here on the channel, which we'll talk about later in the segment. So we'll bring in Chris right now, ready to roll with Chris. Chris, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Like you said, it's just trying to digest all the action going on today, looking at tomorrow's Thursday card, and I tell you, Thursday's starting to look more and more like Saturday with all the teams we got in action. But not 140 games, but man, 66. It's that time of year.
That time of the year, and we only have about a few more weekends of it until we get into conference tournament action, then of course NCAA tournament action, and then we look forward to NBA playoffs and baseball until we get to the football season again. But we got a lot to go on. We got a long way to go before we get there. But tonight we have college hoops on the board tonight. UIC, Illinois, Chicago on the road facing Bradley. Bradley favored here 14 and a half, total 141.
Yeah, and this is a big number, for a Missouri Valley Conference where we just saw last night Indiana State was upset by Illinois State, and it's a lot of times a conference where any team can beat anybody. I mean, we almost had Evansville pull off the upset against Drake yesterday, but this is one of those spots where I just can't get on board with the dog here. I know it's, like I said, I know it's a big number with Bradley, but Bradley is far and away one of the best teams in this conference. They lead the conference in offensive efficiency, 3-point shooting, 2-point shooting. They're fourth in free throw shooting as well. From a defensive perspective, they're fourth in defensive efficiency in conference play, and UIC's offense, dead last in offensive efficiency. This UIC team is just bad. They have trouble putting points on the board. They don't get to the free throw line, and when they do, they don't make their free throws, which is what I look for in an underdog. I want a team that's going to be able to score when the clock is stopped, and that's just not what Illinois Chicago does. This Bradley team, going back a couple years now, has been absolute money at home. They played 27 games, and they've covered in 20 of them. Especially when you look at their numbers in conference play this season, they've beaten up on all the bad teams in conference play. At home, they beat up on Northern Iowa by 16. They beat Belmont by 23. They beat Evansville by 36. Beat Missouri State by 26. I got to take Bradley. I got to lay the 14.5, 14, whatever you can get it at. I think Bradley runs away with this one, wins this by 20 plus.
All right, we have Chris coming here. Go ahead and take the favorite here with Bradley. Lay the 14. 14's in Vegas in a few spots. A lot of 14.5s to do your line shopping here. Get the best number. Yeah, as you said here, they have been taking care of business as Bradley Braves team. Been really effective, of course, in conference play. Very efficient. Really good three-point shooting team. 39%, giving up 58% from three. But, one thing that's defensively,
yeah, they have trouble defending the three. And that's the one area where UIC could maybe have some success. I mean, this UIC team is really three-point dependent. 37.1% of their points in conference play are coming from behind the arc. But they're only shooting 34.7% from back there. So they got to take a lot of threes to get there. And Bradley does a great job of forcing turnovers. They lead the conference in turnover percentage on defense. And UIC on the offensive end turning the ball over. The 10th highest. They're 10th out of 12 teams. They turn the ball over 18.5% of the time. So if Bradley can force those turnovers, UIC's not even going to have a shot to get those threes off.
Yeah, but an issue here with Illinois Chicago. Yes, they're good. They hit about average three-point shooting team in conference, but when you can't rebound, it's just a one possession. That's it. on the offensive end.
I mean, and Bradley, and you alluded to that. I mean, Bradley on the offensive end, they lead the conference in offensive rebounding as well. So you get a lot. If any misses that Bradley has, they're usually getting second chances, and UIC is giving up a lot of second chances as well. Like you said, for the Flames, it's usually one and done. So you got to give Bradley the edge there as well.
Yeah, Bradley there, of course. You got to look at the rebounding issues there. Chris around Bradley the 14. We'll give some. Ask Chris for some other games here. Of course, top of the hour, we do have Michigan State and Penn State going head-to-head. a lot of pressure on Michigan State. They got to have a good finish here. They're one of those bubble teams. They're laying 3, where we see some 3.5s as well at Penn State.
Yeah, I know Big Ten home court has sort of ruled the roost, and Penn State 9-3 straight up at home. But I feel that this is the time of year where Michigan State kind of turns it on. I think Sparty's just the better team. I'd love to see if this falls to 3, closer to tip off, but I think I'd still feel comfortable laying 3.5.
All right, yeah, the line here. Let's get to it here in a second here. Of course, so we're talking about the game here at bottom of the hour. We do have Army and Boston U getting underway here, and of course this one here. Hang on 1 second. Hitting the NBA button. That's why. All right, here we go. 3 there. 3.5 is the number. All right, well, there's a game here from the Big East that we'll talk to Chris about here. This one here with Xavier and Seton Hall here. We've got CBS Sports Network has this one. We're seeing Seton Hall laying 2.5 here, total 145.5.
Yeah, this line shot up huge. Started at 1, started at a coin flip. I think I was leaning towards Seton Hall there. At 3.5, it might be a stay away for me because I can see this being a 1-possession game, but could also see Xavier blowing this one at the foul line late. So probably stay away, but if I'm going to lean towards away, I'm going to lean towards Seton Hall, or excuse me, Xavier, because I think this is a 2 or 3 point game.
2 or 3 point game, says Chris in this one here. Let's take a look here at continue here with Chris here. A little bit of a rundown here from college hoops. There was some 7 o'clock action. As you can see, it's a pretty big card. Here's one from the ACC here featuring Miami and Clemson here. Clemson going to be laying 7 this one, total 152.5.
When I stared at this game, I immediately thought the same thing. 1 or 2 possession game. Comes down to the wire. I think Miami's too talented to give 3 possessions to. I know they've had their clunkers, especially at home. I know Clemson's really solid. Clemson could definitely use a big win at home to bolster their tournament resume. But like I said, I think Miami's just too good to be given 7 points to.
All right, too good to give 7 points to in this one. Let's continue on here. A little bit of rundown here with Chris as we take a look at the card here from college basketball. Iowa and Maryland going head-to-head here tonight, 8:30 Eastern. Big Ten has it. Maryland 5.5 here, total 147.5.
I got to go Iowa. The points as well. I got to take the dog here. I just think that Iowa's been able to score against a lot of defense that they played this season. When they were at home, they put up 86 on Rutgers. They put up a bunch of points on a bunch of tough defenses in the Big Ten. And Maryland's still the worst team in the conference in offensive efficiency. You can only win so many games with defense before you get burned, and we're starting to see that with Maryland, I think, losing 3 in a row coming into this one. So if you can stop Jameer Young, you can stop the Maryland Terrapins. There
you go there. South Carolina, Auburn in SEC action now. We see Auburn 11.5 point favorites here, total 136.
For me, Auburn is a Final Four team. South Carolina, mad respect to Lamont Paris and what he's done in Columbia. 21-3, and I think he's already equaled or beaten the win total from the last 2 years combined in South Carolina, or at least he doubled his win total from last year. But there's a reason Auburn's laying 11.5 here. This team is really good. They're really good at home. They've blown everybody out at home in conference play. They just beat Alabama by 18. I think they put up 99 in that game. So I'm taking Auburn here, laying the big number.
All right, Chris liking Auburn. UConn DePaul will have coverage on a little bit later here. And, of course, Tennessee, Arkansas, another SEC, ESPN2 televising. Tennessee road favorites 8.5, total 151 against that Arkansas team that has been a big disappointment.
They have, but I have this dirty feeling that Arkansas is a live dog here. I just think this team is way too talented to continue getting their teeth kicked in. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Tennessee comes in and beats the crap out of them. But for me, it's just, I don't know. Something about this one feels weird. Maybe it's just a gut feeling. Maybe I had bad lunch. I don't know. But I got to take Arkansas on the points here.
Arkansas on the point, says Chris. We'll go to the late night game, bailout game. CBS Sports Network here has UNLV, who showed some success on the road this year, facing Fresno State. UNLV will be the road favorite in this Mountain West game. We see a total 137.5.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I took in the video for this one, because that is what I did have this one yesterday, and it's tough because UNLV coming off of that big win in New Mexico at the Pit. I just don't think Fresno State can get there. I just don't trust Fresno State's offense enough to be able to hang around with UNLV. I think the Mountain West is a 5 to 6 bid team this year, or conference this year, excuse me. I think the Mountain West have been really, really good, and that win in New Mexico was huge for UNLV. So I think if they can pick up another win here, a loss would do way more damage than a win would help them. So I think they want to be able to protect their resume and get a win and cover on the road here at Fresno State.
All right, there you go from Chris with the rundown here from college hoops. As I mentioned before, UConn DePaul coverage coming up momentarily. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. On the record here, Chris on Bradley laid the 14 and a half here against Illinois Chicago. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, action tonight here on the NBA. Big 13-game card. Also college hoops. Action on the ice. You can see Chris having a great NBA season. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, I got a lot on the go tonight, Tony. I got 3-pack from college hoops and NBA. Also got a play of the week from the NBA for $25. Also got my NHL power play, but best value of everything is to hop on a long-term pass. We have taken a bit of a dip in the NBA. We've been a little bit cold lately, but I think that just means that a hot streak around the corner. Heading into these conference tournaments and March Madness is where I do my damage. So it's never too late to salvage college hoops. NBA, we're going to hit them hard right after the All-Star break as well. So definitely jump on a long-term pass. We've got loaded cards from college hoops and NHL this weekend as well.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs. Previously great results in the NBA. No better time to get on board with the long-term pass. Remember that 1-month pass to get you all of Chris's premium plays for 30 days. And of course, the pick is a promo code. You'll get that 15% off. All right, Chris, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you next week. But you got a lot going on at Pick Dogs. We'll catch you here on the live shows as well as your video series.
Yeah, I got a lot going on. The daily videos, all the new content. We're going to have the college hoops videos up. You can see that you want to subscribe at the bottom of that screen there and hit that notification bell. When all the new videos come out, you'll get notified of it. Also got the wraparound. Love doing the NHL coverage top to bottom. Usually have that out in the morning, but I'm going to try to get it out a little bit earlier the night before. So just one of those things. Just got a lot going on. And it's just something else you can add to the list.
That's right, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. So when Chris drops those videos and goes live, you get the plays right away. All right, Chris, have a great week. We'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Take care.
You got it. Chris Ruffolo here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, Big Al McMordie. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Big Al in right now. Well, he also has a video series here on Pick Dogs, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Bring him in right now. Big Al, what's going on?
Hi, Tony. How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Big East action here tonight. The 9 Eastern time features UConn and DePaul going head-to-head. We see UConn big road favorites, 24.5, total 142.
Yeah, obviously DePaul, one of the worst teams in college basketball this season. They're 3-20 straight up, 8-15 ATS. They've been outscored by 15.60 points per game. They've actually failed to cover the spread on average by 6.34 points per game. And out of the universe of 360 Division I schools, KenPom ranks DePaul at number 299, so they're pretty bad. They're going to host the number one team in the country and the defending champions, UConn, tonight. DePaul's now lost 11 games in a row, and they've also lost their last 3 games against the spread. Those 3 losses were to Seton Hall, 72-39, Xavier by a score of 93-68, and St. John's, 85-57. So DePaul has now lost their last 3 games, Suats, by large margins of 33, 25, and 28 points. So, Tony, not too many people are going to have the stomach to go to the window and bet on DePaul tonight, but I like DePaul plus the points. I've got a really good system. It's what you want to do is you want to take college basketball teams off 3 Suats losses by large margins of at least 21 points per game in those 3 losses. And those teams have covered the spread. They're 93, 64, and 2 ATS going back to 1990, so that's 59.2%. One of the system's plays was actually last month on this same DePaul team. They had lost their 3 prior games, Suats by 38, 25, and 26 points, but then they got inside the number against Butler. They were an underdog by 16, and they lost that game by just 14. So I think a similar thing is going to happen tonight. This is just too big of a spread, and DePaul's going to play a much better game than expected. They're going to get inside the 24.5 point number.
Big Al says go ahead and take DePaul plus the 24.5 here against UConn. We did see UConn favored by 20 or more against Georgetown. Fell short there with a 13-point favorite. With a 13-point win there, so it's UConn, as great as they are, I think they're just in conference play, just 7-6 straight to the spread.
Well, nothing wrong with 7-6. That's making money. So, I mean, it's better than DePaul at 8-15 ATS for the season. But no, yeah, DePaul's the right side tonight.
What'd you think about the Super Bowl?
Oh, don't get me started. I had San Francisco, and so obviously that colors my opinion. What I'm amazed about is that I understand overtime strategy more than Shanahan did. And that's a bit annoying because why should a schlump living in Los Angeles know overtime strategy better than the coach of the San Francisco 49ers? It's just beyond me. Why he didn't, after winning the toss, choose to kick off when the edge is with the team that kicks off. I mean, it's just, I'm not saying that's 100% guaranteed you're going to lose, but the edge is with the team that has the ball second in the new overtime rules, and he didn't understand it. And he showed he didn't understand it after the game when he said, we wanted to be the team that had the ball in the third possession. But what he failed to understand was there was exceptionally likely never going to be a third possession because the team that has the ball second is playing with 4 downs, not 3. The team that has the ball second will never kick an extra point after a touchdown, and they're going to go for 2. So even if you get the touchdown in the first possession, there's never going to be a third possession. You get a field goal, they're going to score a touchdown because they're playing with 4 downs. Again, the team is not giving you back the ball so that you can just go down the field and kick a field goal. And he just failed to understand that. So he played with 3 downs, and, Andy Reid's playing with 4 downs. Of course the Chiefs are going to win. Anyway, that's my take on it. What's your take, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is in that scenario, I don't know how you would look at it. If a team is on defense to close the regulation, do you want them on defense again to start the overtime?
Yeah, you know what you do, because look at how long the TV timeouts are. Look at how long it takes to toss the coin. Give me a fucking break. I mean, that is, I know that the announcer raised it, but he kind of raised it almost skeptically. It's like everyone kind of knew you wanted the ball second, but he's like, well, maybe his defense is tired. No, like these are athletes. Like, you still want the ball second. They weren't that tired, and they had enough time off between the end of the game it was just bullshit.
It could have been an offensive series, right? An offensive series based when you look at the time, how much time they were you're right, because it could have been an offensive series, how much time they have, because remember when the game was over there was a coin toss.
Yeah, no, it's just the wrong choice. It's not dispositive. Things can still happen, but you just have to understand that the team that gets the ball second is not giving you back the ball for a third possession. Like, they're not they're playing to win. They're not just going to say, okay, here, you guys go get a field goal and win the game. So
when the 49ers,
the only way.
Here's something
the only way.
Go ahead.
What? No, I'm just saying, unless you have a negative yardage situation where you get sacked and it's 4th and 14 or something like that. But as long as you avoid those penalties, as long as you avoid holding and you avoid a sack, you're going for it on a 4th down. You're not giving the ball back, and you're not kicking an extra point, and you're not settling for a field goal. So, dumb decision by Shanahan.
Now, a question I could find answer to is when the 49ers kicked that field goal in the overtime period to go up by 3. In the ensuing kickoff, something that really caught my attention was the 49ers upmen were playing 5 yards beyond the 10 yards. And I was talking to a buddy of mine. I say, if they kick an onside kick here where the kicker just kicks it 10 yards and falls on it, do they win the game? The kicking team.
You mean, in other words, does it count as a possession?
Yeah, if they get a possession, why even kick off, right? If they onside kick and recover, do the 49ers win the Super Bowl? Because if you look at the upmen on the kickoff, they were 5 yards beyond that 10-yard stripe.
Hold on, I'm confused. Are you talking about in regulation or in the overtime?
In the overtime.
So you're saying when Kansas City kicked the ball off?
Yeah.
What you're saying is can they kick an onside kick and recover? That's an actually interesting thought.
Because if you go back and look at the kickoff, what got my attention right away was how deep the up man was in front of the kicker. He was 5 yards beyond the 10-yard stripe, and those guys can kick it 10 yards and fall on the football. And I'm thinking, he should just onside kick it. Who cares if they got the ball in the 45 or wherever, or the entire field? At that point, it's worth trying to take that risk, that chance, and try to recover the onside kick that it goes 10 yards.
You know what? It's definitely worth it if you scored a touchdown and an extra point, and had room to play with, because they would have still had to go down and get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to beat you. So you don't mind giving them the ball like at midfield, if you think there's a good chance that you can recover the onside kick. That's interesting.
Yeah, because like I said, usually when they're expecting the onside kick, they're 10 yards from it, and those kickers are pretty good just kicking it 10 yards and falling on it. That's the situation where they're not expecting the onside kick. There was really no kickoff return, so in the mind of the kick return team, it's going to be another touchback. They're not going to be.
No, it'll be interesting to see if that ever happens in an overtime game. I mean, we get so few of them that the odds are it probably will never happen. But it's an interesting concept. I like it.
Yeah, it would be especially. Yeah, that's something that crossed my mind. I don't know how you would. How to answer that? 'Cause it's live ball. Once the ball is kicked, it goes beyond 10 yards. Then does that become a 49ers possession once it passes 10 yards?
Well, I mean, it would. I wrote an article about it 3 or 4 years ago. The perfect, fairest, most balanced overtime format. They got close to it this year, but they're still not there. But the fairest, most balanced format is if you get the ball first, that you can walk off the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. That would make it balanced and fair, and that would either side have a real advantage as far as getting the ball first or not. Because right now the advantage is getting the ball second, but if you give the team the ability to walk it off with 8 points, and then the other team never gets to touch the ball, now it's balanced, and now it's a question whether you want the ball first or second.
Yeah, interesting.
So that, yeah, I mean, it's the NFL got close, but they didn't quite get it right.
There you go. All right, Big Al. Great conversation here. For the record, Big Al and DePaul plus the 24.5 here against UConn tonight's action. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. NBA, big card tonight here as we're getting closer and closer to the All-Star break. 13 game on the NBA card as well as action on the ice. College hoops, big card as well. Big Al having a fantastic NBA season. 2,127 units of profit. Also showing great profit for the year. Last 3 days, last 7 days on fire. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's been a good college and pro season. 268 and 210 on the season. Going back, 3.5 years, I'm up 168,380 based on 1,000 a play, so like 168 net games after the juice. So today I've got 4 plays in the NBA, and I've got 5 plays in college, 9 games total.
All right, guys, get on board with Big Al McMordie over at Pick.com. Great results in the NBA. You can see there also this year, last 30 days, 7 days, been on fire. Remember the long-term pass, that 1 month pass. Sales premium play 30 days, all the NBA action on the ice, as well as college basketball. Takes you right into the some of the conference tournament action here in the 30 days with the 30-day plan. Also, Pick is a promo code SAVE that 15% off. And of course, Big Al, for those big bettors out there, you have that all-access pass.
Sure. If folks can get down 1,000 to 10,000 a game, just text Big Al to 775-636-7676. You get all of our games, and you get them rated, so 10 stars down through 1 star. So that's a nice benefit. And then you can ask me about any game on the card, and I can get you an opinion on the game. Any game of your choice. It could be 5 minutes before game time at 10 p.m. at night, and I'll get with you and give you my opinion. And it's all access 24/7.
All access 24/7. Get in touch with the text there or call and get on board. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you on the show. Have a great rest of the evening. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Thanks so much, Tony. Talk to you on Thursday.
You as well. Big Al McMordie here on the drive. On here on the show. Let's bring in Wayne Scott on this big 13-game card NBA on board. We'll bring him in right now. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's bring in Wayne right now. I think we'll be ready to roll here with Wayne Scott. Wayne, what's happening? You're on mute there, Wayne. You're on mute. Wait for Wayne here to get his sound back here. As you can see, he'll be looking at this Pistons and Suns game. Still on mute there, Wayne. action here on Pistons and Suns tonight. We can see this line sitting around 13 in this one, total 237 as we wait for Wayne here to get his wires connected here. Well, we're gonna give him a second, or maybe we'll go over to Rod Zawacky up next. He's on deck. Let's see if he can connect on this time around.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Wayne is now coming in. All right, here we go, Wayne. Tonight, NBA board features the Suns and Pistons. Suns laying 13, total 237.
Yes, sir. And we see both of these teams coming off the back-to-back. The Suns in a tight game with the Kings last night, and we seen Detroit struggle against the Lakers last night. All in all, Detroit's been playing very well, 7-3 in their last 10 on the road, and 4-1 in their last 5 in a row. I'm not going to run away from them here. 13 points is a lot of points, especially against the Sun team. They struggle to cover recently, and struggle to cover at home. Suns have not been playing well with a team that comes in with equal rest. They're 12-18, hitting at about a 40% clip. The game win in that situation hasn't been by many points. This Detroit team has been playing a lot better defense lately, and better on the offensive side. I like what they've been doing since the trades. And Suns with no deal, without that extra firepower. Yes, Durant and Book. But I just think this is way too much. Right before All-Star break, this is a spread that I do not think they cover here. Give me the Pistons plus this 13.
All right, Wayne says go ahead and take this Detroit Pistons team here at plus the 13 here against the Suns. And of course, in that game against the Lakers, it just seemed to me, the Lakers can really take advantage of teams that lack size and depth underneath the basket, right? And because with their bigs down low, Anthony Davis, LeBron, it just seems to me that those matchups are going to favor the Lakers when they face teams like this.
Yes, sir. And also Lakers just like the bully on those below 500 teams. One thing that Phoenix hasn't done is as well as the Lakers. Like you said, that size advantage that the Lakers believe that the Suns will pose as much of a threat on the boards. Duran's been a man-child, no matter against a big team or small team. I think he gives Nurkic all he can handle tonight, and just a tough matchup for this Suns, which needs to win, but probably has no ambition to come in here and blow these guys out. Also, Detroit in the revenge, as Phoenix have covered the last two, so I like that, and I like the fact that they lost yesterday. Detroit has been covering at a better rate after a loss, and Phoenix after a win, 11-18-2, only covering 38%. So give me Detroit here.
All right, we got Wayne here on Detroit. We'll do an NBA rundown here with Wayne here, and the game's not covered here on the drive-thru. So let's go back here to the beginning of the card. We're going to have to do a rapid-fire action because we got a lot of games tonight, Wayne. Hawks and Hornets will have coverage on a little bit later. Heat 76ers coverage later. Knicks and Magic going head-to-head. Magic laying 3.5. Your Magic, like Jay says, it's Wayne's Magic laying 3.5, total 211.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to roll with this Magic. They've been good in this situation. Just too beat up, look their way. Yes, Nick should want to win this game as they Magic already this season, but the Magic can beat this team in full health. I don't think they have a problem this game here tonight and covering. If the Magic would have lost last night, I would have been easier to lose away, but since they lost the way they did, I think they come out and Knicks in this one.
All right, we got Magic there. Pacers, Raptors going head-to-head here. We see this one here. Pacers 3 on the road, a big total here, 246.5.
Even with the Pacers out, I'm not looking the Raptors' way. Raptors cannot score. They're having a lot of scoring. They haven't been good at home dogs, just 4-7 as home dogs, covering that 36% clip. Not playing 10 as far as covering. Even though they lost their last game, they had a team meeting after that game. I think they come out and put it on the Raptors number with the better scoring team and a Pacers team that's lately. Give me this one.
There you go. All right. Nets and Celtics in a rematch game here. We see the Celtics down to 11. This was 13 earlier. This one's come down to 11.5. Let's see what's going on in this one here. We see the total 228 in this one. We know Horford, Springer, Tillman out. Brown is the one that's hit questionable status. Simmons out for Brooklyn.
Yeah, and as you said, at 13, I kind of love Brooklyn here. I know it looks like Boston's been covering these numbers even at home, but this Brooklyn team's a fight a little bit, and I like even I would like Ben Simmons to be playing, but with them being on the back-to-back sitting, but the addition of Schroeder really kind of picks up offensively, and it's just a lot of points to give this Nets team that definitely against team above 500, teams below 500, they kind of play to those means. These teams that they're not supposed to beat, they play a little bit better, and they've been decent added dogs in this one. Give me Brooklyn again with those points.
All right, Bulls Cavaliers. This is a big line here. Cleveland 9.5 total 223.
Yes, sir. This Cleveland train, I'm definitely have to hop off it. I know they've been 7-3 in their last 10. They've been good ass home favorites. 6-4 ATS in their last 10, but 9-1 straight up. We don't want them. We're not here for them to win or lose. We're here for the spread. I think it's just too much points against the Chicago Bulls that's really trying to make the play in playoffs. This Bulls team is in a road dog situation when they do lose these games by about 7 points, and I think the Cleveland's getting way too much points with how hot they've been, and they do have a Sumu that they can throw at Mitchell, and they have Kobe White, who can Garland. Garland is not known for a defender. Just too many points in this situation. Give me Chicago.
All right, Bulls there on the points. Rockets Grizzlies. Look at this one. Rockets down to 2.5 total 218.
Yeah, all the sharp money in the world can go on the Grizzlies, and I'm still ride with the Rockets. I do know the Rockets do not well on the road, but most of the time, at this road favorite situation, they've been playing so bad on the road. They're not road favorites. A lot of them road favorites 3 times, and they are 2-1, and they cover those by big margins. So I think they do this one here. As long as they guys come out to play, they come defense first. I think they have no problem with the Grizzlies. Grizzlies been slacking a little bit as home dogs, and I like Rockets here.
All right, Rockets in this one. Wizards Pelicans, another big line. Kuzma out in this one. This came out. Kuzma out. Williams and Zeller questionable here for Pelicans. Pelicans 14.5 points. Total 234.5. Boy, this Pelicans team has been on a rollout. 8 of their past 9 games have been on the road. They're now home in this one, laying big numbers.
Yes, sir. And that first home game is traditionally not a good spot. And we're going with a Washington team that's 5-0 ATS in their last 5. No Kuzma, no problem. Wizards do have a good Wizards can score a lot. It's going to be hard for the Pelicans to keep up here if they're not on their defense in this one. You give me a lot of points with a team that can score a lot. I'll take the Wizards with the 14.5 in this one.
Pelicans have played, as they entered this, they had played 8 of 9 road games. They had a 1-game homestand after 4 on the road, so it feels more like a 9-game road trip because they stopped in for 1, then went back on the road for 4 more. So it's kind of a bad spot here for the Pelicans. Wizards, a really good ATS team on the road. I think they're 18-8 to the spread on the road, so that's been a one under the radar spread stat here for the Washington Wizards. All right, continuing on here on our rundown. Spurs, Mavericks, another big line tonight. Mavericks 11.5 total 242.5.
Yeah, this is one of the bigger lines that I actually like. I'm going to take the Mavericks here. Spurs have not been playing too bad, but Mavericks have just been playing way better. Since the additions, they have been playing a lot better defensively, and they continue to run teams out the gym offensively. They just have a lot of three-point shooting. They got some longer guys, and they're just playing well together right now. San Antonio's just a straight Wemby show, just watching kind of what Wemby can do, and on most nights they're just not going to cover without playing team ball. Give me Dallas here.
All right, Dallas there from Wayne. Continue on here. Pistons and Suns, which we covered already here on the show. Lakers and Jazz back-to-back for the Lakers. No LeBron. Jazz 5.5 at home, total 240.5.
Yeah, give me the Lakers in the revenge spot. I know a lot of people are going to like the Jazz here. Jazz are 7-2 as home favorites, 78% but as of lately, they're only 4-6, struggling to cover. They are not playing defense, man. They're 30th in defense. If you look in the last three, giving up 129. Lakers have been doing pretty good on both sides of the ball lately. Lakers have been they're just right on that bridge of that playoff spot. So I look for them to continue to stack wins and win games like this, even with LeBron James out. They have enough to get it done and cover here, and I think they do.
All right, Kings and Nuggets going head-to-head here. Nuggets 5.5-point favorites. Kings here in a back-to-back. Nuggets with the rest. Total 228.5.
Same thing, man. Nuggets, yes, they can win, but with the injuries that they have out in this game and with this Western playoff spot, how the Kings have been playing as road dogs in this situation. I like the Kings here in this situation, man. Nuggets does not scare me. Definitely when they're missing guys. They haven't recovering at home. Just 1-4 in their last 5 at home. They have the rest advantage, as you said. Kings played last night, and with the rest advantage, it's just 4-7-1, covering that 36% in those games that they win. They win by about 5.5 points. So this spread is probably right where it needs to be, but I'm gonna take the points with the Kings here. More desperate team.
Murray and Caldwell Pope are doubtful in this game, so we can see Reggie Jackson at the starting guard here for this Denver Nugget team. All right, here on our rundown with Wayne, Clippers and Warriors. We know Kawhi out here. Warriors have been hot. 3.5-point favorites, total 237.
Yeah, I'm riding the Warriors here. Just back to what I said about the other two games. I'm just going with the more. Not really looking at the spot. Just looking at how they're playing right now, coming into this last before this All-Star. And the Warriors just playing a way better ball right now. Clippers slowly falling off. I don't think they're really going nowhere. They're just in a tough gauntlet as of late. Going against this Warriors team that's playing defense. I love backing the Warriors when they're playing defense. Bench is playing good. These guys are playing motivated. Give me this Warriors team.
Bones, Highland, and Tucker have been sent home from the road trip. So some anger issues there with Highland and Tucker. Anger management there in this spot. All right, man. I mean, as long as
no playing time.
They get no playing time, but the checks are cashing. So here we go. There we go. The rundown here from Wayne. Of course, we're going to be having coverage here very shortly here on some more games here. Of course, we're going to have the games here top of the hour. We'll be having coverage here with the Heat and 76ers and Hawks and Hornets coming up soon. All right, Wayne, of course, Wayne here on the show likes the Pistons plus against the Suns. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action. NBA on the board, 13-game card. NHL is well up there. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir. I got a 3-pack in the NBA, 3-pack in college basketball, and I have my best bet separated. My best bet is also in these 3-packs. So if you want to get 2 extra games in the NBA or college basketball with my best bet, grab the 3-pack. Or you can grab some long-term, 3-day, 7-day, or 30-day will get you all those plays. If you get these 3-day, 7 days, or 30-day, you will also get my plays the next day. You'll get them early, get the lines early. When I get on these games, some of these NBA lines move pretty quickly. And let's get ready to cash. I love my plays of the day. Been rolling on my college basketball plays of the day and my NBA. Whether you want 1-3 play or all the plays, right there on the site, right there in the premium section, just get with me.
That's right, guys. Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. Long-term pass, the way to go. 30 sports pass. Get all Wayne's premium plays for a time period to select. When you go to his handicapper page, make that purchase. Pick as a promo code. Save that 15% off. All right, Wayne, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up tomorrow, but we can always catch your video series here on the channel with your boxing.
Sir, and as I kept saying earlier when Tony brings this up, these fights are starting to drop in. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia getting locked in. Canelo is locked in and told you his opponent, but he normally fight, I think it's May Francisco de Mayo. He's locked in the date. Opponent should be coming. And the big heavyweight fight between Fury and Usyk has been pushed back a month coming up. So some bangers coming up, and I'll be looking forward to drop those videos for you guys.
That's right, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so Wayne drops them, you get them right away. All right, Wayne, have a great night, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, appreciate you for having me, Tony T. Good luck with all your bets out there, Pick Dog family. It's cash.
It's Cash Indeed. Wayne Scott here on the drive through. Let's continue on, guys. You ever miss a pick? We recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on. Ron Zawacky up next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Video series A to Z coverage in the NHL. You always want to check that out over at Pick Dogs. So we'll bring in Ron Zawacky here right now, ready to roll here with some NBA. Bring him in right now. Ron, what's happening?
No, not too much, Tony. Busy day. Tomorrow's another loaded NHL card. Dozen hockey tomorrow. Parlay, so busy day for me. Getting ready for tomorrow's action. Getting ready for tonight's action to kick off and see how we've done on all the hard work we put in. So let's go get these fine folks another winner. I missed yesterday. Sorry about that. Apologize. Took a little longer get my taxes done than what I figured. I figured it would be get it done early and wouldn't be as big a lineup. Yeah, there was a lineup. Surprisingly.
Lineup. There was. So getting that time of the year now. But tonight we go to the NBA as the Hawks and Hornets go head-to-head here. With the Hawks road favorite 7, total 238.5.
Yeah, you look at the Hawks as a road favorite. Definitely not a place that I'd like to be putting my money on as a road favorite for the Hawks. They're 9-19 ATS as a road favorite this season are these Hawks. You look recently, their last 5. You look, they're 2-3 straight up. Their last 5. Well, Charlotte 4-1 ATS. Their last 5 played some pretty good hoops. These Hornets definitely battling, staying in some games. And you look head to head, these two teams. Well, it's been dominated by the Hornets. Surprisingly, 4-1 straight up the last 5 meetings between these two teams. 4-0 straight up as a home dog versus the Hawks are these Hornets. They already won the earlier meeting this season. Did Charlotte, and the way they're playing right now, I think this is just a little bit of disrespect here, and expecting the Atlanta Hawks to try to cover a 7-point spread. Sure, the Hawks could win this game. Would it surprise me? No. But are they going to win by 7? No. So give me the Hornets plus the points here in this one, because you look at the Hawks defensively on the road, they don't play any defense. They're giving up over 122 points a game defensively on the road this season. And I think that continues here. Hornets get enough to keep this close. I'd even sprinkle a little on the outright upset again of these Hawks.
Yeah, there you go. Upset the making to drop possibly in this one. Hornets plus 7 here against the Hawks. And, of course, the Hawks, really the defense has just been terrible on the road. 25th in defensive efficiency. They're giving up nearly 120 points per 100 possessions. Again, it gets dangerous when you these good offense, bad defensive teams, it's very difficult to play them as big favorites on the road. We saw Indiana in this spot recently against this team, and they failed, right?
And they failed. Yeah, exactly. And the Hornets got the cover. So, again, here comes these Hawks trying to lay a big, giant number on the road, and it just doesn't fare so well. As you pointed out, 25th on the road in defensive efficiency. Yeah, giving up 122. Well, the Hornets, not the greatest offensively, but I think they can get to 120 if the Hawks are giving up 122. And Hornets defensively, well, they're only giving up about 119 at home. So this is definitely going to be closer than 7 points in my book. I got to sprinkle a little on that 2 times their money. I think the Hornets got a shot to win this outright again. They already outrighted the Hawks at home. 116-110 earlier this season. Why can't they do it again? Let's get it. Go Hornets.
Yep. And that's exactly where you do it in the NBA. When you have bad defensive teams favored on the road, that's when you go against them. That's when you play against them on the money. If you get plus money against a bad defensive team favored on the road, you take the plus money. These are the situations on money lines where you look to score in the NBA, right?
Where you score, you're gonna get 2 times your money. It's worth a shot. You don't. It's too much value here to pass up, as we know. We've seen the Hawks crap the bed many a times. These Hawks are not the Hawks. They're not like, rah, rah, here come the Hawks. No, it's more like a wounded duck or something. It's like, nah, nah.
There you go.
That's what they sound like. They're not good. Come on. Not good. I think Miles Bridges have a good night rebounding as well. Here's a little early bonus before we Miles Bridges over 7.5 rebounds. I think he has a good night on the glass and getting that second chance rebounds, and it equates to more points for the Hornets. think Miles Bridges over 7.5 rebounds.
All right, there you go with Rod here. Hornets +7 against the Hawks, top of the hour. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. NBA, big card, 13 games. NHL, lots of college hoops as well. Rod, having a great 2024. What do you have going on over at Pick Dog's Premium?
And over Pick Dog's Premium tonight, big night. I've got 3 plays on the hardwood and 3 plays on the ice. I've got my NHL hat trick going. When in that NHL hat trick includes my NHL sniper play. We crushed it on Tuesday with the Oilers, looking to keep it rolling there with the NHL sniper play. You can scoop that up singly as well. And then I also got Wing Wednesday, which, as I said, includes 2 college basketball as well as my drop and dime play. We pushed yesterday. I had the Kings yesterday, +5 was a push. We won the one before that, 20-10 over the last 30. So jump aboard that. It's included with the hardwood triple there. You get 2 college basketball as well, so jump aboard. Or, as we said, use that, take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper deal, or 3-for-1 capper deal, 4-for-1 capper deal. As you look, as Mrs. said, and everybody else has pointed out, this 2024, there's so many cappers that have come out hot and kicking the books butt. So take advantage. It's always good to have 1, 2, even 3 cappers in your pockets and making you money. Why not? Jump aboard.
Jump aboard and with Rod Zawacky. Yeah. When you said you had the Kings +5, so no, Rod, you missed it by one. The Kings you needed +7 to push with the Kings last night.
Well, yeah, the other Kings.
The other Kings. Oh no! Oh my goodness! You needed +7 to push.
Yeah, he needed the touchdown and the extra point to even get the win, and I don't even think the Kings were going to be throwing any long bombs in that one. Ooh, that got ugly quick.
That got ugly quick. All right, I got figured it. Yeah.
I think in the video I had to go against them. I was like, these Kings just slumping. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yep.
Got to get out of that slump somehow.
They do, and of course, Rod, let me remind everybody in your bonus again.
My bonus is Miles Bridges over 7.5 rebounds. I think he has a great night on the glass. Does Miles Bridges. Quick little hockey 2-teamer point total. I got Faber of the Minnesota Wild. He's been lighting it up. Nice young rookie on this Minnesota Wild team. He's hit 9 of the last 10 games. He's scored a point. So take over 0.5 points. I think he gets 1 tonight. Fire that up with Erik Karlsson of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's got a point in 9 of the last 10 games as well. You pair those 2 games, 2 props up in hockey, you get a nice 2 plus 230 I got on that. So Erik Karlsson to get an anytime point. Faber of the Minnesota Wild, anytime point. There's my couple bonus plays.
There's your bonus play from Rod. And of course, Rod, let everybody know about your video series. It's for them to like and subscribe.
And then, yeah, definitely like, subscribe, and flip on that notification bell. That way you get notified when all the newest content drops at Big Dogs, including hockey from A to Z. If you're looking for any game in specific, go check it out. I've got you covered. All of the games on the ice from now right through until we hoist the Stanley Cup. So definitely go check it out. And I was throwing a nice parlay there to try to crush the books nicely. So definitely check that out.
Check it out, guys. All right, Rod. Have a so great night. We'll catch up with you again here on Steak Friday.
You as well, Tony. Everybody, good luck with your bets. Let's crush the books. Grab that money. Let's make some cash. Continue crushing the books 2024.
Absolutely.
Also, the guy below me, or the guy that's coming on next, definitely been crushing the books as well. So,
that's right.
Pair us up. Me and Dana will crush the books in hockey. I like what he's got next, too. So,
you got it.
Have a good one, everybody. Continue crushing the books.
Rod Zawacky here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. Yeah, we'll get you my pick, and we'll get to Dana. I'll be in the Sixers here, lay the 3, lay the 2.5 in this one. That'll be my pick. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's bring in Dana Lane, who has been on absolute tear over at Pick Dogs. Catch him there. Of course, we'll talk about his video series as well. We're going to get right to Dana's game here in a second here. Dana, what's going on?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Doing great. Panthers, Penguins tonight on TNT. We see the Panthers favorite here, total 6.
It's interesting if you don't follow this league, Tony, on a daily basis. If you look at the Pittsburgh Penguins and the lineup that they put out there on a daily basis, you would think that they're knee deep into the playoff race. But unfortunately, this is a team that really needs a victory. They're 7 points out of that last wild card spot, and this is a tough spot against Florida to actually start that win streak. And as you move closer to that March 8th deadline, you're going to see teams, start talking about, do we go after some depth guys? Do we go after rentals that are going to bring us to the next level. And I think both of these teams are kind of in that boat. And it's strange, how well Florida has done this year, really, because when you look at the numbers, Tony, they're not very good offensively. They're not very good 5-on-5. But what they do is they play very well in their own end. They transition well from onto offense off of their defense. But this is really a team that leans on their power play. And I wonder tonight, if they're going to be able to do that against the Pittsburgh Penguins team that's one of the least, if it's the least penalized team in the NHL. But there's enough stars in this game and enough on both sides that really for different reasons. Florida's smelling the Boston Bruins right now. The Bruins for almost 2 years have owned that division, and they're 4 points behind the Bees. So I really think you're going to see the stars for both of these teams step up, and for me that the over, and I think it's going to be close. I think we're looking at that empty netter at the end to push it over, but I think the over is the play in this one tonight.
All right, we have Dana here on the over. Hitting the which point, we'll talk more about this game momentarily. Dana, let's head over to Pick Dogs. Pimpers a nice action. As we said, Dana's been on a tear here for the year. You see the great results from Dana. Also, last 30 days, over 2,538 units of profit. Dana Lane has been on a tear right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. If you take a look in the NFL, completed another profitable winning day, profitable this year in NBA and college hoops as well. Been cranking it over 2,000 units of profit for the year. Last 30 days, 2,500 units of profit. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, we're locked and loaded tonight. 3 NBA games are up. We have a 3-pack in the NBA. Of course, a 3-pack in the college basketball is also up. So 9 games in total because we have 3 NHL plays as well. So 9 games in total. And it's been a phenomenal run, and I was a little worried after football season. I'm like, okay, what am I going to latch onto? And the NBA seems to have stood up and said, well, we'll carry you through the rest of the way through baseball season and possibly almost through to next year's NFL. So I'm very excited and very happy with the results so far. But obviously, you're only as good as your last day, and we got to have a fantastic day tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. Also looking forward to, I'm not sure what part of California you're in, but I'm going up to San Jose for San Jose State basketball game against Wyoming. Then we're going over to Vegas Golden Knights and the San Jose Sharks on Monday. So good weekend of sports. I love watching these games live because you really get a much better feel for teams live than you do watching them on TV.
Oh, no doubt about that. So get on board, guys, with Dane Lane over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results, over 2,500 units of profit last 30 days. He's been tearing up over at Pick Dogs Premium. Long-term pass, remember that 1-month pass will get you all Dana's premium plays for that period. Just select when you go to his handicapper page and you make that purchase. So get signed up. Also up there, the way Dana's running, you may consider seasonal passes, 1-year all sports pass. A lot of folks like that one as well. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. That's a big savings there. That's 15% off. Boy, that's nearly $200 off the 1-year all sports pass. Remember, it's all sports. Dana handicaps all the major sports. Baseball, of course, those we're very close to having 15 games a day from baseball coming up here in April or late March, I think it is. And, of course, March Madness is coming up. When you get that 1-year pass, we circle around to college hoops, circle around to a complete NFL season. 1-year all sports pass, great value right now. Pick at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. You know, Dana, looking at this one here tonight. These teams have been trained to the under, but you believe here the Stars are going to come out tonight. We're going to get some goals.
Yeah, I really do. I mean, I think for Pittsburgh, I mean, look, you're going to have guys, we know Crosby is going to have another, 30-goal season. We know that it's kind of the depth guys that I'm looking at. And I wonder as I move forward into the season is, does Pittsburgh have enough depth? And I actually think that about Florida as well. But I think that they can win on defense on most nights. But I think Mike Sullivan's got some problems there in Pittsburgh. And besides Crosby and Malkin, Jake Gensel probably is going to have a 30-goal year. But besides that, they need guys like Riley Smith to step up. And it's, funny, you take Riley Smith off of Vegas and all of a sudden he's not as effective. They also need Lars Eller to step up as well. I know he's the third-line center, but in order to even leapfrog the 4 teams that they need to leapfrog to get into the postseason, those guys need to start playing well because you cannot play a short bench and expect to have success long term.
All right, there from Dana Lane. Your thoughts here, of course, you're based there in Vegas. Your thoughts here of the Super Bowl that entire week.
I mean, hey, I was at numerous events. I was at the opening of the Super Bowl. I was at the media day. I was, it is, without being a local cheerleader, it was as smooth as possible. Vegas did an incredible job. All the way from the start to finish. There really wasn't any hiccup except for the traffic, but tell me where traffic's not going to be a problem during the Super Bowl. Kudos to Vegas. I mean, and I think Roger Goodell said it the best. He goes, well, I guess it goes without saying that, we're looking forward to coming back. And so this town, and I just want to say this too, and I always, I've been here a long time, and I think back to the NBA All-Star game. And that's all you have to say to locals around here, that NBA All-Star game, and they know exactly where you're going. But I think that event really stepped this town up to another level and said, well, look, we cannot just be status quo as we've been in the past. We've got to really step it up if we want to get these major events. And I think the kind of the debacle of that NBA All-Star weekend really allowed Vegas to be in a position to be an incredible host for the Super Bowl this year.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. All right, Dana, we got your plays, we got your pick here for tonight. Let everybody know about your video series. Of course, Dana, you go all access against the public.
Yeah, we try to pick games against the public, put that up every morning, at least 3 games, usually college basketball at this point. Try to be really heavy on basketball because we're having so much success in there. But appreciate everybody that is that watches and is loyal to the show, and some good information in there as well, and do a little sell job. But I really do appreciate everybody that goes to the website and puts their money behind me based upon that show or based upon shows like this. I do appreciate it. I realize the work that goes through that is behind the money that you put behind me. So thank you so much to everybody that has put their money behind me and trusted me.
Absolutely, guys. So get on board here and make sure to like, subscribe, set notifications so when Dana's videos drop, you get them right away with Dana Lane. All right, Dana, have yourself a great week. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you next week.
Okay, buddy. Thanks for having me. All the best.
You as well. Dana Lane here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the Drive Thru. You got my pick. Let's get to the recap of the games. And as we recap, you guys go ahead into the chat. Post your best bet for today's games tonight. Post your best bets in the chat if you would. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. We'll recap the plays for tonight. Chris like Bradley laid the 14 against Illinois Chicago. Big Al McMordie says DePaul plus 24.5 against UConn. Wayne likes Pistons plus 13 against Suns. Rod Hornets plus 7 against Hawks. Dana, Penguins, Panthers over 6. I'll be on the Sixers, lay the 3 or 2.5 here against the Heat. I'll like what Rod likes. That Hornets team plus 7 against the Hawks. No way. These bad defensive teams on the road laying this many. No way, no how. All right, there you go. And we'll get back over to my pick here, guys. We're going here Heat 76ers. This one's starting in about 4 minutes from now. I will be on the 6s here, laying the 3, laying the 2.5. Let's see where this one is at right now. Let's see here. Let me hit the NBA button. All right, here we go. NBA is showing here 2.5 in most places now. I like the Sixers. Again, we know Butler's not. We know Embiid's out. We know there's some injuries on both sides. Batum, Covington, Embiid, Harris, Melton out. I got Maxey, Hield, Oubre, Martin, and Reed in there for the Sixers. But Butler out, Rozier out for Miami, and Miami just 2-4-1 in back-to-back spots, and also too. Miami on the road, 24th in offensive efficiency, averaging just 111 points per 100 possessions. I think Miami's reserves will play better on their home court, so we'll take. The 76ers reserves will play better on their home court. We'll take 76ers here, laying the 2.5 points. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this. We're checking out pick dogs from tonight. I've got a best bet from the NBA as well as a 3-pack up there, mixing NBA and college hoops. So get on board with my premium plays right over at Pick Dogs. You can also get my long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30 sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period. So like when you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. So get on board. All right, let's continue on here. We'll get your best bets in the chat. We'll read them here at the end. That's going to do it for this edition of the Drive Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll get the place for in real time. Remember, to always get started with that morning show here. During the week, it's 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with Mitch, with Chris, with Jay. Remember, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, his Benny Tools show, his roundtable discussions with professionals. He's also spearheading the short series that you find here over at Pig Dogs. Also, Chris with his Around the League NHL. Also, individual game pick, video picks from Chris. Lots of college basketball and NBA coverage from Chris. Also, Jay's NBA Jam Session. Ron Romanelli, Bank Shot Breakdown from College Hoops. Also, Nick Mencken, First Half NBA. We also have Mills Young with his UFC rundown as well as his prop shop. We also have parlay videos from our man Brad Francis. We got boxing video series here from Wayne Scott. Rod Zawacky chiming in with his every game on the board, NHL A to Z. You want to check that video series out, as well as many more here on the channel. Also, you want to check out, if you would, the video series here from our man with the First Half Nick Mencken, First Half NBA as well. So lots and lots of great content here, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when these videos drop, you get them in real time. Also, we want to mention of the boxing video series from Wayne Scott as well. Brian Bittler, also Sharp Contrarian plays, the Sharp plays from Brian Bittler as well. So many video contributors here, guys, so make sure you like, subscribe. All right, let's get the best bets from the guys tonight, see who's on what tonight. We got Ramon Scott liking Bradley with Chris. We also have, let's see, we've got doubles coming in with Hornets Hawks under 238.5. We've got, let's see who else we got coming in here tonight. Shout out Latifa as well. Latifa in the chat room tonight. And we've got, let's see, who else do we have here? I was seeing some picks earlier. Ron Hahn liking the Jazz, laying the 5.5. Mavs as well, minus 11 here with Ron Hahn. And we've got Blake liking the Nets plus 11.5, as well as the Pacers minus 3 in the game. Let's see what we got here from our man Chris. White Thunder likes Clippers plus 3.5 in the game. Digital Gig K likes UConn first half minus 20. We've got as well here, let's see, anybody else coming in here from some of the folks in the chat room tonight. What do we got here? Let's see here. Lakers money line from Cameron Arthur. Darren Turner is going Jazz, laying the 5.5. That's Darren Turner in there with his plays. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-through for tonight. Let's see, we've got no other picks coming in. We did cover most everybody's plays. Let's see if we got any last ones coming up. That's going to do it. All right, that's going to do it here for our show, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again, and we'll be back here with the drive-through. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. Going to go ahead and